Hello everyone, my name is P. Adarsh Reddy from Srinivasa Ramanuja Institute of Technology. Today is my presentation about molecular orbital theory. Molecular orbital theory, understanding chemical bonding at quantum level. Why we want to discuss about molecular orbital theory and what we cover in this. A quantum leap in bonding. It is developed by F. Hund and R. S. Mullikan in the early 20th century, and it explaining the unexplained accounts for phenomena such as paramagnetism in O2 and accurately predicts bond order in molecules with complex resonance structures. It also finds to find the delocalized electrons, unlike localized bond models. MO theory treats electrons as delocalized waves extending across the entire molecule rather than being modified. If we discuss about atomic orbital combined to form molecular orbitals, atomic orbitals form interacting atom combined through linear combination of atomic orbitals. Bonding of molecular orbital formation, constructive interference leads to bonding molecular orbital, stabilizing the molecule by increasing electrons density between nuclei, and antibonding molecular orbital formation. Destructive interference results in a antibonding molecular orbital while destabilizes the molecule. If we talk about conservation of orbitals, the total number of molecular orbitals formed always equals the total number of atomic orbitals combined. This is the visualization of bonding versus anti-bonding orbitals. It is what looks like. And if we moving on, bond order predicting molecular stability. The formula to find bond order is calculated as half into number of electrons in bonding molecular orbitals minus number in anti-bonding. It indicates the stability. A positive bond order signifies a stable molecule, while a zero or negative value indicates unstable or non-existent chemical species. If we talk about H2 example, for example H2, the bond order is 1, indicating a stable diatomic molecule. Helium is also one of the example. For He2, the bond order is 0, correctly predicting that the molecule is unstable and does not have any conditions in it. Molecular orbital diagrams, the case of H2 and He2. The picture represents how it is formed. If we explain about paramagnetism, the oxygen molecule O2, the MO theory successfully explained about paramagnetism in oxygen molecule. Molecular orbital theory successfully explains the paramagnetic behavior of oxygen, a phenomenon that valence bond theory struggles to predict. Carbon possesses unpaired electrons. These unpaired electrons reside in the pi star 2p antibonding orbitals. The molecular orbital theory diagram shows a bond order of 2 consistent with a double bond while also revealing the magnetic properties. If we move on, it shows the molecular orbital theory diagram of oxygen atom. The picture correctly represents the two oxygen atoms with their bonding electrons and anti-bonding electrons. If we talk about electronic configuration, sigma 2s2, sigma star 2s2, sigma 2p2, sigma 2p4, pi 2p star 2. It represents the electronic configuration of molecular orbital theory of O2 molecule. If we talk about bond order, half into anti-bonding electrons minus bonding electrons, it shows bond order as 2. That is, the diagram above omits the sigma 1s and the sigma 1s star orbitals. If we talk about energy ordering and orbital mixing in second periodic diatomics, first we want to talk about sp mixing. For diatomics like N2, C2 and B2, a phenomenon known as sp mixing cases the sigma 2p and pi 2p orbitals to invert their energy order. If we talk about or if we take example of carbon, C2 also shows the effect of sp mixing leading to a band order of 2, primarily from 2 pi bonds, making it unique example. And there is another example, nitrogen. It enhances the understanding molecular orbital theory, provides detail about the electronic configuration of molecular orbital theory overall these molecules. If we take a look on C2 and N2 molecular orbital diagram, it clearly pictures that how to represent a molecular orbital diagram of carbon atom and nitrogen molecule. It shows their properties also in the picture clearly, where C2 molecule is diamagnetic and N2 molecule is also diamagnetic, where C2 is between double bonds and nitrogen between 12 triple bonds. It is not going. Let's talk about beyond diatomics, molecular orbitals in complex molecules. Molecular orbitals theory applicability extends far beyond simple diatomic molecules, offering profound insight into the bonding and properties of more intricate systems. Essential for understanding bonding in transition and metal complexes, predicting their spectroscopic and magnetic properties. It is also shows that computational methods like Hartree-Fock and density functional theory (DFT) provide approximate solutions to the Schrodinger equation, making complex molecular orbital calculation feasible. If we conclude this total topic of molecular orbital theory, it shows that molecular orbital theory transformative impact on chemistry. It shows a revolution in quantum foundation, offers a fundamental quantum mechanical and a delocalized perspective on chemical bonding, and it shows precise predictions in chemistry. Accurately predicts molecular stability, magnetic properties, like example paramagnetism and bond orders. If we talk about modern relevance, indispensable for understanding modern inorganic and organic and material chemistry. It helps a lot. It is also helps beyond classical models, encourage a deeper exploration of molecular structure and relativity beyond the models. Thank you, Ram.